What is up, guys? Thank you for joining me today. I actually just got back from seeing Alita Battle Angel. Now, originally I wasn't planning on seeing this movie. I didn't really care about it, but from some of the reviews I've seen on YouTube, I heard a lot of good things and from some close friends, so I decided to give it a shot, and I have to say, I'm glad I went, and it was definitely a great movie to watch in theaters. So in a nutshell, what this movie is really about is that it takes place in the far future about a young cyborg girl who is awakened again by a scientist that ends up being like her caretaker in the film, and he names her after his deceased daughter named Alita. And when Alita is awoken again, she has no memory of who she is or where she came from. So primarily the whole movie, the whole 2 hours, is about her trying to figure out where she came from and what her purpose in life is. First, what made the movie good? Hands down, definitely the action and the special effects. The visual effects were top-notch. We're talking James Cameron here, the man behind Terminator 2 Judgment Day and Aliens and Titanic and, of course, Avatar. He has state-of-the-art technology when it comes to his visual effects, and it's no wonder that his films span a decade between one and the other. That's why it takes so long to see his next big film, because he's putting so much time into these incredible visual effects. And that was what made this movie, at least one of the main reasons why I was so intrigued by it. The scenery and the backgrounds, it was so beautiful to watch. Like some parts, it felt like even a painting, like the backgrounds in the sky and everything. I loved it. And I'm definitely a visual person, and I was attracted by all that. It's so grim and so dark in the literal sense to watch it most of the time. And it's something like a movie like that, it would give a depressing feeling when watching it, but seeing what was going on with the character and what she was going through and the type of character that Alita was made up for that whole grim atmosphere. But at the same time, the atmosphere and the backgrounds and the whole world that's there, you may think to yourself, okay, this is not a place I like to live in, but it's a place that's strikingly beautiful in a weird sense. It's like its own character when you watch it, and that's one of the things I believe saved this movie for being a total wreck, was that this world is like its own essence, and it's so alive even though it may look so dead. And it's amazing how they made it work like that. Probably one of the best performances in the whole movie was Rosa Salazar, who plays Alita. Granted, you don't really see much of her true self. It's all computer generated for the most part, but she was actually to carry out so well that I grew fond of her by the end of this movie, and it made me think I want to see a sequel to this right away, just because of her character. She seems so likable, considering she can be so threatening. She's a cyborg, and everything she did in that movie was, at one point you think you want to be her friend, but then another point you don't want to get on her bad side either. And that was amazing how she was able to put on that type of personality that you were fond of her, but at the same time you felt threatened by her. So she pulled that off really, really well. She did an amazing job in this movie, hands down. Now, I'm not saying the storyline was bad, and I'm not saying that it was boring. I'm just saying it seemed a little bit too simple for what was going on, and there wasn't a lot of deep meaning into some of the situations. And what I mean by that is that I love films when you're watching a movie and there's something really unique and special of what's going on. Maybe not in a specific scene, but maybe somewhere along the lines in the movie that it really makes you think. And I love films that make you ponder and wonder and just take you somewhere else and just make you believe in something. And I didn't get a whole lot of that in this movie. So really what was for me that took me away from the world was the visual effects and this whole other world. After all the good and the bad, I have to say overall I was impressed and I was taken by surprise, considering walking into the theater I thought to myself I wouldn't like it, and I was proven wrong. And that doesn't happen a lot for me. I usually go into a movie knowing I'm going to like it, and sometimes I end up liking it, sometimes I don't, but I never walk into a theater thinking I'm going to hate this movie and walk out happy. This is a rarity for me, but I'm glad I saw it in theaters. But what I really like to know is what you guys thought of it. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What made you like it or not like it? Just let me know in the comments below. I want to thank you all for watching my videos. I hope you're enjoying them. I do have a lot planned for the future. I just got to get all my ideas put together, but there's so much I want to do and I'm so excited. If you want to join me on what I have planned for the future, just please consider subscribing to me by clicking that subscribe button down below. But in the meantime, I will see you all later at the movies.